So this is what I'd like couples to know who come to see me, is the way we work is that we want to be able to see what each person is doing in a dynamic that happens. Couples usually come with some kind of issue, some way they're not resolving something, some way they're fighting. Most people come to me wanting help with communication. So it's too easy to blame the other person. If you find yourself saying, if they would just, the way I work and what I offer is we actually turn that inside out to see what is my part in what's happening with this person, my partner, spouse. Because very seldom is this fight or this issue that's happening just out of the blue and it's completely the other person. It's rare if ever. Now, I'm not saying there's not a person where it's irreparable and there's some heinous, awful thing happening. But what we want to do together, the way I work with couples, is with gentleness, kindness. We build our awareness and our capacity to look at our part in things. Now, this isn't about nailing somebody and putting somebody in the hot seat. Not interested in that at all. What we do is we do parts work. We see in the dynamic that's happening with each of the couples. So I'm working with both people at the same time. I help each person see what's happening for me in this dynamic. So am I doing individual work with each person in the couple together? Yes, we're looking at each of you as an individual, and we're looking at this third thing that comes together, which is who you are together. Right? So it's not just individual work with ba, individual work with ba. It's much more dynamic than that, where we see what happens when these two individuals come together and create this unique situation, and not always so unique. So it's what can be known as a dialectic, where the two individuals will be interacting, and I'll teach you how to interact more dynamically than one person sits there for 15 minutes and the other person's just watching. It's more, oh, when I'm angry, I notice this part. And then oh, yes, I notice when you talk about your anger, I close down, or then I'm scared. So it's not just I'm angry and my angry part wants you to know that you hurt my feelings. Well, when you're angry, I get scared because my mother used to yell at me and my father was an alcoholic, and your anger closes me down and I stonewall, right? So what we want to do is look at the interaction here. So the great part of one of the many great things about doing couples work with me is you get to know yourself better in relationship with this person and all of your relationships. You see what happens for me if I feel judged? What happens for me when I get anxious for some reason? What makes me close down? What makes me speed up? So, and then we see how that possibly affects other people, but we do it with the utmost of kindness and respect, gentleness, because we respect all the parts. All of the parts are trying to tell us something. They're trying to help us, actually. So that's what we do in the couples work together. And the work actually happens pretty quickly. We're not going to be doing this on and on and on for years and years and years. So that's what I wanted you to get a feel for in working with me as a couple.